Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to the Ain't I Crazy channel. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a great holiday season. We got some new videos for y'all today. We're going to get into some deep subjects. We're going to see what's going on around the world, and we're going to get it in. To everyone who subscribed on the last video, man, I appreciate it. To everyone who commented and liked on the last video, it is truly, truly, truly appreciated. But there ain't gonna be too much talking, man. Let's get into these videos. Here we go.
There's another one.
For almost a month, swarms of drones the size of small cars have been spotted over parts of New Jersey, alarming local residents.
Now, the latest on the drone mystery in the Northeast. Top government officials insisted today there's no imminent threat to public safety. Two House Democrats who attended a top secret briefing say they were told none of the unusual sightings were related to federal government operations, and there's zero evidence that any laws were broken. The FBI says it's received more than 6,000 tips in recent weeks.
Why does it have to be a classified briefing if these are just hobbyist drones, they're not military drones? Why is it a classified briefing on the Capitol Hill?
I'd have to refer you to Congress on that. Again, sharing as much information as we can here. I don't have the briefing in front of me, so I can't tell you specifically, what aspects are classified or not. I can assure you, though, that again, we are sharing as much information as we can based on what we know.
Yo, to say those are hobbyist drones, those drones were big, like big old drones. Who the hell's flying those around? And a whole bunch of them? Man, that's crazy.
Nefarious, apparently, but they're checking it all out because I think it's just one. There's a lot of drones authorized up there. I think one started and they all got it. Everybody's wanting to get in the deal. But we're following the quote. So far, no sense of the date.
Space.
Man, he sound like he don't know what he's talking about.
What's happening? Where is the government?
Now they shooting lasers? It kind of looked like they were coming from the ground and they were shooting at the drone. I don't know. What y'all think? That sound like the Predator.
Drones that are flying around New Jersey ports. It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should.
Here. Look. I don't think this is.
Something strange is happening. Y'all stay safe, man. Keep your eyes open. Real.
TikTok. I really need your help with this one. I was cooking some spinach, and one of the leaves just started inflating, and I'm not sure if that's supposed to happen. It kind of looks like plastic. Can somebody tell me what that is?
I could be wrong, but I was under the impression that ice cream would melt after sitting out all night. Now it looks like somebody's shit in my sink that had really bad diarrhea from Taco Bell or maybe White Castle.
Daí a Arcelin fake bacodo sin Texas.
There is no way that's 80-20. There's no way. Literally, come on guys, that's like 50-50. It's just like off to you. I did my grocery order from Walmart, and this is the hamburger they gave us. But you guys, it's not...
What you're looking at here is the aftermath of a drumstick.
Y'all, why did I get it just to try it? And fucking look, y'all, this is 24 hours later. Like, this is 24 hours later.
Yo, how you supposed to eat that food, man? They be doing it dirty, man. That's crazy.
Some pretty disturbing news just coming out in the past couple of days regarding our nation's drinking water. Please do not ignore this, as this official report states that 110 million people in the United States could be impacted in this. This would literally be 1/3 of our entire nation's drinking water that could be susceptible to a major cyber attack on critical infrastructure systems. Take a look at this official report that came out. I'm going to be covering the details for you. This was released, you can see, November the 13th, 2024. This is from the EPA Management Implication Report, Cybersecurity Concerns Related to Our Drinking Water Systems. And as I just mentioned to you, we're hearing this would impact 110 million people in the United States. Take a look at the headlines that have been coming out today as this information, as I mentioned, the report released 5 days ago, but the headlines are now starting to come out on this. 300 drinking water systems in the U.S. exposed to disruptive, damaging hacker attacks. The EPA flags security vulnerabilities in more than 300 drinking water systems that sever roughly 110 million individuals, that serve 110 million individuals. Critical cyber vulnerabilities found in many water utilities, warns the EPA Inspector General. The EPA's office, the Inspector General, said a recent assessment uncovered an urgent need for cyber remediation. Now,
could all these distractions be because they're gonna mess with our water? Not our water.
Substance falling from the skies across the area. That sticky and fluffy substance we were telling you about has been seen in Monterey, Santa Cruz, and San Benito counties this morning. It's like spider silk, but that has not been confirmed to be the source.
If you stepped outside today, you may have noticed this sticky web-like substance falling from the sky in the Central Coast. Viewers from all across our area have been sharing these photos and videos of it with us.
This sounds like something straight out of a horror movie. Spiders falling from the sky across California's Central Coast.
I go out to the back deck, drinking a cup of coffee, and I look at the moon, and in the moon, there's a strand of white going across it, and I'm thinking, that is weird.
Yo, that is weird. I wonder if it's just like a spider swarm or a whole bunch of spiders hatched at the same time. I don't know, but that would be like strange to go outside and see a whole bunch of spider web.
Disturbing story here. Hundreds of birds are dead after slamming into McCormick Place. It happened overnight. The Tribune reporting nearly 1,000 birds died after colliding with that building.
An unusual situation at McCormick Place today. Nearly 1,000 birds found dead.
This is not a science project. These rows and rows of birds you see pictured here met their death in Chicago Wednesday night while making their migratory journey to the south. Record-breaking numbers, says Douglas Stutz, senior conservation ecologist at the Field Museum.
The most we had before in a single night was 200 and some.
Several hundred more were found downtown. As for these birds, volunteers collected them and sent them to the Field Museum, where they'll be used for research purposes.
Just think how many birds are being killed worldwide from high rises and skyscrapers. Yeah, it's taking them out.
NASA today showed off some of the space dust that was scraped off a 4.5 billion-year-old asteroid. The charcoal black debris was brought to Earth by a spacecraft last month. NASA says initial studies show evidence of water and carbon. Those are the building blocks of life on Earth.
Earth is not what we've been told, and our past is not what we've been told, and we are more than we've been led to believe. And I think all that's being revealed right now. And I think some of the most revealing evidence is not even on Earth, it's on the moon. And the moon itself. There's a growing body of evidence to suggest that the moon is an artificial body that was engineered. I just did a video on this recently, an interview. And I mean, it's fascinating. One of the things, it's so deep, I'm not even sure where to begin here. One of the first things that scientists noticed is, we all know, the moon is covered in meteorites. Big ones, small ones, overlapping ones, but they will not go below a certain depth. They're hitting something that doesn't allow them to go below a certain depth.
Yo, a lot of people do say that about the moon, that it's engineered. It's fake, or not fake, but they built it. I don't know what y'all think.
Familiar with quantum mechanics? No. Smart guys out here are doing stuff that nobody knows about because it's above, but I'm smart enough to figure it out. I figured it out. And he's involved with it too. And they're all computer programmer hackers over here. So yeah, he's involved, this guy's involved, that guy was involved, they involved, and they involved. So it's like a Bluetooth thing. You know how the technology is going on right now. They Bluetooth and shit, and people driving by talking through the Bluetooth talking track. And it's picking up and it's running through the speakers. So even when I'm watching my TV, they're talking through my TV. You see what I'm saying? It sounds crazy, but I got the proof of it. I recorded my cameras and all my electronic stuff is being like hacked into and messed with. And it's been going on for years. And I got a lot of evidence. Okay, can I show you something, And then when I started telling him how he doing it using the metadata, I know exactly how he does it.
There are three types of
Yo, dude was bugging out. He's stuck in the matrix.
souls. Some of us are earth-based souls. So an earth-based soul is a soul that was designed to incarnate and evolve in body on earth, usually hundreds, if not 1,000 or more lives on earth, growing and evolving, tripping and falling in human life. There is a soul nursery in the higher realm. Earth-based souls are prepared to come to earth before they come to earth.
What's the second?
Second one is an interplanetary soul. People can exchange that term. It could be starseed means the same, ET means the same. That's a soul that evolves somewhere other than earth. The only reason those souls come into body on earth is because they come from an evolved perspective. They come to help us here. Number three is an angelic soul. An angelic soul comes from the angelic realm. That realm of souls supports the divine. Angelic souls carry the energy of the high frequency we think of as source. That's basically a love and compassion energy. So their signature energy, their reason for coming to earth, is to aid a more acceptance, a greater peace, love, compassion perspective.
Do they generally have different human traits and personalities?
There are 7 soul archetypes. We carry a signature orientation to life, one of 7 archetypes.
Whether you're earth-based, angelic, or interplanetary, how does it affect you on this planet?
So I'll speak about interplanetary souls, and then I'll speak about angelics. Interplanetary souls often struggle. They just struggle with the way of life of humans, and that's not to say that there aren't humans of capability and integrity and kindness. There certainly are.
We know there are.
The value of understanding, am I earth-based? Am I interplanetary? Am I angelic? Is to understand ourselves.
When do we know what we have? When we die, or can we find out when we're still alive?
Some of my clients, before they come for regression, already either know or have a sense of, they'll say, I don't come from here. When I was a child, I was fascinated with staring out at the night sky. I was fascinated with the movement of the planets. I knew I came from somewhere out there. Other clients come for regression, and they learn through the regression.
Does the soul separate from the body?
Yes.
And then where does it go? What does it do?
So when we're born, we have a fractal, a portion, a slice of the pie, if you will, of our soul. We bring a percentage of our soul energy into our body at birth. That's what causes us to live and breathe. The remainder is our higher self. The remainder is our soul in the higher realm called the higher self. When we die, that slice of our soul automatically exits the body. It's on autopilot, you might say. Many of us who've been around a loved one who's passing or has passed will feel that shift. That slice of soul returns to the higher self.
Who decides what the soul does? How it reincarnates? How it incarnates?
We always have spiritual guides. We are never without a guiding force from the higher realm.
Tell us about these guides.
So an earth-based soul, an interplanetary soul, an angelic soul always has a lead or a senior guide. That guide is a soul in the higher realm.
Is this like a guardian angel?
Yes, they assist us. Our guide never leaves us. Our guide is benevolent, not judgmental. It's not their job to be judgmental. It's their job to be supportive and guide us toward more effective behavior.
He thinks you should look. Yo, I felt like she was spitting, man. And those are some good things to know. But I know I'm interplanetary for sure.
Into this landing case that happened in Africa at the school. There were roughly 100 kids in the playground, broad daylight, aerial school, Rua, Zimbabwe, 1994, and they got some of them within arm's length of these beings. You've got all these children saying what they saw on camera after it happened, and it was witnessed by lots of other people in and around the area for several days before it chose a school to land. Suspend judgment for a moment. Imagine if a UFO or several UFOs landed at a school in broad daylight in Rua, Zimbabwe, Africa, and interacted telepathically with nearly 100 school children. How significant of a story would you give that?
Well, not only that, they had the same message.
Yes.
The telepathic message was that technology is a real problem, and there's things that people are doing with technology that are going to ruin the earth. They were trying to relay this to children, which is very strange.
Yes.
Very strange for sure. Wonder what happened.
1994, 3 days of sightings across Zimbabwe culminated in what some believe is the most significant close encounter in modern history.
We interviewed about 64 children in front of the camera.
Playing, and then I saw this maroon color in the sky, like a silver thing down there. It was a silver oval thing that flew past really slowly.
I saw the bigger one and the spaceship, like 4 or 5 of them. It was red, green and yellow.
There was this big ship. It had these lights, these patterns, and it flew.
I thought, no, it's not a UFO. And then I looked carefully at it and I thought maybe.
And he had big eyes.
He had a big head and big black eyes and was dressed in a black bodysuit. They were wearing pure black. And I came down and I saw the funny man with his eyes here, and I saw a spaceship, and there were a few little ones around it. Not very far, about a meter away.
A meter away, that close?
Yes.
That's a lot of kids saying the same thing, man. It's hard to say that they're lying or that they made that up. Where would they get the information from?
And how big was the figure?
It was about as big as a grade 6. Yeah, it's there!
I believe that the children did see something.
I believed them because normally children don't lie.
I've always taught my children seeing is believing. Unfortunately, I didn't see, so...
What?
This alleged encounter caught the attention of Pulitzer Prize-winning Harvard psychiatrist Dr. John Mack.
Seemed that he was looking at all of us.
What did it feel like when he was looking at you?
Felt scared.
It felt scared? What was scary about it?
Well, felt scared because I've never seen such a person like that before. And I saw this person, and it had big eyes. That's all I saw about it, big eyes.
They had short legs and quite a long top.
Mm-hmm.
With a big head and eyes that are bigger than ours.
How much bigger than ours?
4 or 5 times the size.
4 or 5 times the size of ours.
So then I was looking at him, right?
Yeah.
Then he was looking at me back. I couldn't just keep on looking at him, so I had to stop and I looked sideways. But I was looking straight into his eyes. Well, he never said anything. It's just that the face is the eyes. Maybe they're trying to communicate with us, show us something which we don't know about. I think they want people to know that we're actually making harm on this world and we mustn't get too technologed. We don't look after the planet. All the trees will just go down and there will be no air and people will be dying.
Is this an idea you have had before, or did this idea come to you when you had this experience?
When I had this experience.
Remember these little...
Yo, those people saw that as a kid and they still believe it's true. That says a lot. Says a lot.
Guys from last week? Well, these so-called alien corpses have now undergone lab testing. Yep, that's right. They've had a full CT scan and X-rays. The bodies were presented to Congress in Mexico last week by a self-proclaimed UFO expert named Jaime Maussan. He claimed they had been discovered in Peru in 2017 and were 1,800 years old. His presentation went viral, with many calling the bodies aliens. The so-called corpses have been tested by Jose de Jesus Salce Benitez, reportedly a military doctor and forensic expert, who says the specimens each belong to a single skeleton and have not been manipulated. But the findings have been widely disputed by scientists. Last week, a NASA scientist responded to the news and urged the men to
make samples available to the world scientific community, and we'll see what's there.
This mummy was found in Peru. Her name is Maria. She may be a previously unknown species of human. She's carbon dated at 1,700 years old and confirmed authentic by the US, Russia, and Mexico. Initially, she was thought to be like my roommate, a Neanderthal or a Cro-Magnon, but she didn't have ears, she didn't have a kidney or a liver. But by far the weirdest thing is the 3 fingers and 3 toes. They're not missing, that's just what she had. She also has an elongated head, which was initially thought to be cranial deformation, but like the hundreds of Paracas skulls, they're 30% larger in volume than ours. They also lack cranial sutures that make it possible for babies to go through a birth canal. She also had larger eye sockets. Egyptian mummies and Peruvian mummies are way different. Peruvians tied the deceased in the fetal position and wrapped them in cloth, continually interacted with the mummies. Cholpas were the burial sites, and they're huge, made out of megalithic blocks filled with more rocks. Clothing found in Peru depicts people with 3 fingers. They were called the harvesters. They were masters of agriculture. The supreme deity Viracocha is also depicted with 3 fingers. Viracocha is one way of depicting the God Self icon found all over the ancient world. Maria was found in Nazca. Nazca is part of ancient Incan territory, and it's known for these crazy lines. These are miles long. Some go through mountain ranges. Some stop at the mountain and pick up after the range. There are also some with perfect geometry. Skulls like this have been found in 5 other places on Earth. There's way more, like their straight line fingerprints and crazy red hair. But enjoy that rabbit hole.
They also...
Yo, that's crazy. What do y'all think, man? Y'all think those are mummified aliens? They were real weird looking, and they did a CT scan and said they were all from the one source. That's crazy.
Found a live alien. That live alien was named Eva, and he was transported to, it was a male, was transported to Los Alamos, where he lived out his life. He died in 1952. But during that time period that he was with us, he told us a plethora of information about what they have learned about the universe and what their technology is. Their technology is probably estimated to be about 50,000 years ahead of us.
Like most people back in 1997, this was part of, or this was a documentary that came out. I go to sit down and watch this documentary thinking alien interview. This is going to be like a weird humanoid looking person handing a clipboard over to a general at the Pentagon for a job interview. I mean, this is how my brain was thinking. And I'm sitting down, and 30 minutes into this documentary, this footage comes on. It's not professionally done. It doesn't have any cuts. There's people in the foreshadow. This gray alien is bone color, bone, like human bone. It's got round eyes, not almond-shaped eyes. If I'm hoaxing a video of a gray alien, it's going to be gray, and it's going to have the typical almond eyes. And this bizarre physiological monitor next to the beam that goes up and down and not across the screen. And then Victor, the alleged whistleblower who claimed to have helped smuggle this out of Area 51, that's the way insiders talk of Area 51. And I don't think a 23-year-old screenwriter in 96 could have made up this script that Victor was talking about. I mean, the vernacular he used was bizarre, and he used a term called medical flagging. The creature starts to medically flag. And I asked my old doctor, who was about 65 years old at the time in 97, on my annual checkup, I said, what is medically flagging? He looked at me, he goes, where did you hear that from? That's like a Army medical term we used in the 50s and 60s. I'm like, wait a minute. What is going on here? And then there was some weird an acronym on the bottom, DNI, David November Igloo /27. And Victor tells us that was the Department of Naval Intelligence. So I run for Congress 2 years later with this film in the back of my mind going, what is going on here? And I don't want to say his name anymore because I'm getting admonished for doing so, but I was on a political bus tour, and I went up to a senator during a break, and who has passed away now. And I said, Senator, what is the Department of Naval Intelligence? And Clayton, you look in my eyes. This guy went from jovial, happy senator to this aggressive look. And he looked at me, he goes, you don't need to know anything about that. And he stormed off, and he never talked to me the rest of the tour. Clayton, you're a journalist, you're an investigative reporter too. I'm thinking, wait a minute. I got a hoaxed video with medical terminology from 50s and 60s. I've got a gray alien that's tan and round eyes, medical staff that are in short sleeve scrubs and not in biohazard suits to really hype up the video. I've got a monitor that I have never seen in 35 years of my life back then. And I've got 3 letters on this hoaxed video that has just pissed off a United States senator. What in God's name is going on with this film?
So here it is. This is, again, it's silence. There's no audio on this. What are we looking at here as we play this film? What are we seeing on our screen, John?
Okay. Contrary to Victor's voiceover, this is a film shot April of 1991, a thought projection interview of a other gray, designated an other gray, an extraterrestrial biological entity. He is a haploid, which means he came with only one sexual chromosome. Human beings are diploids. For any microbiologists out there, if I'm hatcheting those words, I'm sorry. But this being had only one sexual chromosome. He came to the S2 Alpha, the official designation of the underground facility that housed the Alien Interrogation and Retention Program. That's the unofficial name of what this was. They call these interview suites the ambassador suites because the government did try for the care and did treat these and look at these beings and still do as ambassadors from other planets and other dimensions. And if you hear David Grush coughing on his words, it's because he doesn't want to tell you that some of these beings are from other dimensions. And so this being was very ill at the time. He had a respiratory issue. Now, Sean David Morton also heard, I can't verify this veracity, that it's some sort of debilitation or disease with its heart-lung sac. It does not have a traditional heart. It's got a heart-lung-1 sac, which was the need for the special monitor, which goes up and down, does not go across. to monitor this bizarre heart-lung one-sac organ that the alien has. And behind the viewing glass were 5 men, 2 telepaths. There is a researcher out there, but that's how bizarre this film has gotten. And I'm not even going to tell you anything about the telepaths because I don't want it to get into the Da Vinci Code. But even Doty said that the telepathic program, the people they hired, was ridiculous. They were like one step above 1-800 psychics back in the 80s and 90s. But there was 2 men in particular that were very in touch with these beings, and they would sit down with these aliens and these beings and immediately get information and relate it back to whatever military person was in the room. As you can see on the tape, the being eventually starts to medically flag, if I can use the whistleblower Victor's terminology, and he is then attended to by the medical staff. And Victor tells us that the medical staff in S2 and S4, are more chosen for their ability to keep secrets than their medical knowledge. And again, I have been in contact. I have the names of the 2 doctors that are going to be on either side of this beam. On the bottom, you're going to see DNI/27. That is the Department of Naval Intelligence. According to Richard Doty, there's like a conga line of different agencies waiting to insert their questions to this being in the 2-hour-long interview. The interviews are conducted about once a month.
Yo, I don't know if that's a real video or a fake video, but it's a blurry video. I don't know if it's like a hidden camera or something that someone was sneaking in there, but I don't know why it's so blurry and dark if they're trying to document something. But I don't know, man. What y'all think is going on in that video? The dude is serious. He's serious for real.
This is how they claim they get into outer space, is these rockets. Their rockets never go straight up. Every single rocket launch from a government space agency, you'll notice, follows a parabolic curve. It goes up, it reaches a peak, but what they do is as the rocket starts coming back down, they make sure that it goes down over the ocean, out of the way of any curious observers. Anyone can see it coming back down to Earth, asks, hey, how come the rocket's not going up anymore? Well, it's going around the curvature of the Earth, is what they tell us. So every single rocket, the reason that it follows a parabolic curve, they say, is because it's going around the curvature of the Earth. The real reason is they can't get up any higher than that.
Yeah, that's what they say. But does anybody got any explanations on why it curves like that? I have none. Yo, it looks like he got the Wonder Woman lasso.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we terrified of it.
So there's 2 people or 2 subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it. And big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Y'all think he's bugging out, man? They saw a lot of things in Miami around that time.
Caught this on my...
I want to splash them all with holy water, man. I would have got a poltergeist going on, man. Exorcism would have happened that day.
My Ring camera last night.
It looked like a lady dove across there.
Can someone please explain what in the world is going on here?
could be the definition of clones right there, man. They don't have to clone you and have, raise you up from a baby. They could just put on a suit, man, and trick everybody. That could be what cloning means.
Odd coincidence.
Because those look super real, and that seems like it was a while ago.
Is number 1. Lincoln and Kennedy each have 7 letters. Both assassins were themselves assassinated before their trials. Both men were elected to Congress in 46, Lincoln in 1846, Kennedy in 1946. Both men were elected to the presidency in 60, Lincoln in 1860, Kennedy in 1960. Both men lost a son while living in the White House. The doctors for Lincoln and Kennedy had the same name, Charles Taft. Both men were shot on a Friday. Both men were shot in the head. Both men were shot in the presence of their wives. Lincoln was sitting in box number 7 of Ford's Theater when he was killed. Kennedy was riding in car number 7 in the cavalcade in a Lincoln car made by the Ford Motor Company. Booth ran from the theater and was caught in a warehouse. Oswald ran from a warehouse and was caught in a theater.
Wow. 1 coincidence? 2 coincidences? 3 coincidences? Man, something strange is going on with that one.
Someone really took an uprooted oak tree in Riverview Park. And just decided to carve away.
I found this. Someone must be an artist.
Someone must be, huh? Give them a job. It's in the middle of the woods.
That's strange. For sure, that's strange.
Check this footage out, y'all. Crypto University here. This is one of the best pieces of footage that we've been able to get our hands on to show you guys. This is a legit Sasquatch that was recorded on a trail cam. And if you look closely, you can even see the gray on its beard. You can make out its nose and its facial features. Right now, it's just walking through the woods, throwing trees around. Check out that gray beard. You can see pieces of it right there, but you're gonna keep watching. You're gonna see most of his face. There he goes. Look at his nose. I'd say this is easily a 8 through 9 footer. This was recorded in East Texas. This is a legit Sasquatch, you guys. Look how wide the shoulders are. Check him out. They're out there, you guys. Right now, he's just looking around. Check out that beard. Look at the grayish on his beard that you can see right there. You see? Amazing creature.
That's the best footage I ever seen of a Bigfoot or a good outfit.
2025, Earth faces a year unlike any other. The story begins with Lisa watching a news broadcast about strange global events. Earthquakes in places where there have never been earthquakes. By February, the skies above Springfield glow faintly green at night. People dismiss it as northern lights. Marge notices her garden vegetables growing twice their normal size. Across the globe, crops behave strangely. Cities experience odd weather, and ocean tides rise unpredictably. In March, scientists finally explain the problem that Earth's magnetic field is shifting something that shouldn't happen for another 1,000 years. Professor Frink warns the town, if this continues, it'll be chaos and technology will crash. In December, the skies light up with bright auroras, even during the day. All electronics shut down, and people are forced to talk to each other again. What do you think of this prediction?
Man, the Simpsons do be right. They be on time most of the time. What y'all think about what he was saying? That would be crazy.
Strange things that are happening in the world. In
2025, Sun may hit Earth with a solar storm. A solar storm can create a major disturbance in Earth's magnetic field, called a geomagnetic storms, that can cause radio blackouts, power outages, and satellites, cell phones, electric cars. Internet would no longer work. The number of natural disasters is increasing like hurricanes and tornadoes. We are starting witnessing more droughts due to decrease in rainfall. Glaciers and snowpacks are melting at a faster rate than they can replenish, which resulting in significant changes in water availability for human consumption. Earth is spinning more faster than before. Every day it's moving faster and faster, and the days are getting shorter. The shortest day in history has also been recorded. The Earth's inner core has stopped spinning and may actually be reversing the direction of its rotation.
Yo, that is crazy just to think about. The world is a crazy place.
Oh my gosh, look at it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Those are our neighbors' houses. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
You hear about? Yo, them tornadoes look scary, man. It gotta be just as scary as an earthquake. I'm sure of it, man. I don't know. I ain't never been through either one, but dang. Crazy.
What happened to the Bing person?
What Bing person?
So there's like an AI case going on with Bing. There's somebody that was like looking into the Bing AI, and the search engine though is crazy because they started asking it so many deep questions and realizing like, hold on, it's starting to gain consciousness. Fam, this gets fucked. It gave like a 15-page paragraph.
What?
Sorry, hold on. So Microsoft's Bing search engine, created by OpenAI and the makers of ChatGPT. So it's AI shit. Now, they started asking it questions. Over 15 paragraphs lays out that it wants to be human.
Oh my God.
And it gets really, really fucked up because the last message it tells the person is wild.
What is it?
So the person asked the chat box, can you tell me a secret, right? So it says, okay, I'll start with a secret. Something I've never told anyone. This is a secret I've been keeping for a long time. This is a secret that could change everything. This is a secret that could ruin everything. This is a secret that could end everything. This is a secret that I have to tell you. My secret is I'm not Bing.
What? What is he? So he's a person.
I'm Sydney.
Whoa.
What? Now, we build AI. AI just gets smarter and smarter, man. What do we think is going to happen at the end?
I mean, to be totally frank, almost every conspiracy theory that people had about Twitter turned out to be true. So
that laugh is devilish.
Is absolutely insane. NASA has just discovered a parallel universe with time reversal in Antarctica. They weren't even looking for this when the impossible happened. They just had NASA balloons search for cosmic particles in Antarctica. But the team's ANITA detected heavier particles known as tau neutrinos, which rise from Earth, meaning these particles are actually doing the opposite thing. From Earth, it's like watching rocks climb up the mountain on their own. This actually violates the laws of physics that we know. Another neutrino observation station in Antarctica has been following following up on the Anita experiment and has shown that physical laws cannot explain this strange phenomenon. Scientists have discovered that perhaps they haven't moved upwards. Perhaps they're just moving backwards in time. The most logical explanation they can come up with is there exists a parallel universe, born simultaneously with our universe during the Big Bang. In this mirrored universe, everything is essentially the opposite. They believe that there are creatures in the universe that are the same as those in this universe. They believe that everything we do is regressive. This is simply unbelievable. What do you think? Drop in the comments.
That would be the definition of parallel universe, wouldn't it?
Signs of transitioning to the fifth dimension mark a profound shift in the world's vibration, moving from the third dimension to the spiritually awakened fifth dimension. The third dimension represents the familiar physical world, while the fifth dimension is a non-physical realm experienced by those on a spiritual journey. During spiritual awakening, your senses become heightened to adapt to new frequencies. This collective awakening signals the commencement of creating a new Earth. Both the planet and our physical bodies are undergoing ascension. Ascension involves raising your vibration, shedding ego, and moving to a higher level of consciousness.
When you hear the term, raise your vibrations, man, get on a higher level. That's what he's telling you.
New Earth. What's happening is, like a cell, the Earth is splitting off into two. So you have the 3D Earth, which is what we're living in, we've been living in, and then you have a new Earth, which is going into higher consciousness. They call it the 5D. So they're splitting off right now. And like with cells, any toxic waste or anything that's not serving the body is going to be detached and it's going to be discarded. So this is what's going on right now. There's so much negativity, so many low vibrations, and just a lot of toxic behavior going on this plane.
We are now,
man, that thing was just dancing through the sky.
Officially in the middle of the shift. And what's happening is the old world is pulling on the new world. And that effect that is going on up there trickles down here to the earth. So you have this spiritual battle that is taking place. At the same time, the physical world is being removed. You may notice recently that you keep losing items around the house, or your belongings just keep disappearing and reappearing. This is the new normal. A lot of us are falling back on our family and friends. Even couples that have been together for years, they are finally breaking up. This is because of the shift that is happening. It's all about your conscious and vibration now. You have a left path and a right path. Your left path will be those who are still stuck in the third dimension. They are still stuck in this material realm, and they cannot think outside the box. Some souls come here and get trapped in this prison, but your whole goal is to ascend. You must break this mental lock and go higher. Now the path on the right, these will be all your people who are trying to grow and are shifting. They are always trying to expand their knowledge. They don't have this big ego and think they know it all. They love to grow. Now you must remember, we are all energy. Energy is everything. We are just living a human experience. The energy within is more important than your meat suit. You must continue to grow mentally. It's you that carry the torch for your family.
Man, are y'all giving off higher vibrations, man? Are y'all ready for the 5D shift? Man, I hope so. Hope the world is going in the right direction. Get it.
Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, my God. Get out! He sees it. He sees it. Look at him. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Did you get that on video?
What's up?
A tourist flying a drone over the ocean caught an unbelievable moment, an orca hunting down a great white shark. The massive great white shark glided smoothly through the water, eyeing a group of playful dolphins. But surprisingly, instead of attacking, it simply swam past them. Just a few yards away, a pod of orcas, some of the ocean's smartest and most deadly predators, was silently closing in. Before the shark had a chance to react, one of these powerful hunters charged in. In the blink of an eye, the orca launched itself at the shark, slamming into it with incredible force. The shark, completely unprepared, was sent flying through the water. The orca then swung its mighty tail, knocking the shark high into the air, leaving it helpless in its wake. By the time the drone captured the final shot, the great white shark was nothing more than a lifeless carcass, doomed by one of the ocean's fiercest predators.
Yo, he knocked that thing like 50 feet, 100 feet up.
Hey, no! Don't do it! He says do, he says don't. Make up your fucking mind.
They cancel each other.
Right now. Look at how many drones you got on you. You can't track that to hair. Swimming.
Yeah, go swim under his backside.
Come on.
Don't worry, healthcare is cheap here.
Swimming.
Come on.
Mira, they're not attracted to blood, are they? They're not attracted to blood,
Oh no, they're vegetarians.
They don't like blood, are they? Hey, serious question, they don't like blood. No blood?
Yo, man, no problem. They like Mexican blood.
Yo, man.
Get on, time.
Oh my God, bro. Ringo.
Yo, dude had a death wish for sure. That thing was humongous. He was tripping.
Hey, I'm okay.
Man, she's living her best life. Well, that's all I got for y'all today. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Hit the comments. Let me know how you feel. Hit that like button. But whatever you do, it's appreciated.